Hi everyone, this is Hazel Marie. Welcome to my craft room. I want to share something very special this evening. Um, I had signed up for a swap on one of my Facebook groups, and it was to make a total of 6 hat pins and or stick pins or a combination of both, and then make a container to hold them or to display them. And so I went back and forth about what I was going to do as far as my stick pins and my holder. And I don't know. I thought, well, it's going to Australia. Maybe I should put something that's not quite as heavy. I ought to maybe do this or do that. Well, it ended up that when I was going through my room looking at what I had, I thought, oh, this is just perfect. This is what I want to use. And it just seemed like the stick pins were out there and they were lonely and they needed a home. And I thought, oh, got to do this one. So, anyway, uh, the person that I am swapping with, Belinda Coombs, is from Australia. And she has a YouTube channel and it's Belinda Coombs, Coombs. And if you are not already a subscriber, I encourage you to do so. And she's a very talented lady, very sweet. And I'm just now getting to know her. And I'm just so excited that she was my partner. I can't wait to see what she sends me. Because I always have another little spot to put to save and display the things that I receive from other crafters. And so anyway, let's get started. And I'll take these out. I made a total of 3 stick pins and a total of 3 hat pins. Now there's something about a hat pin. I don't know what it is, but I guess because they're longer and you can do more. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. But I had fun making all of them. Actually, I didn't make this one today or when I was doing all these because I already had this one made up and I just love it. And I love the green colors, but I'm getting ahead of myself, so don't go there. Uh, I don't know if you ever do that. I do. But anyway, um, as you can see, this is glass, and I picked this up at a resale shop. And not only was I doing a good deed by buying something from the shop that helped people in need, but I was blessed to get a cute container. And I had this sitting on my table of bling, or my bling table, and it had some scraps in it it had been holding. And I thought, oh gosh, that would make a beautiful holder. And so I got that out and wiped it off and everything. And I said, okay, I'm going to make this into my pin cushion, my holder. And so what I did was I took 2 layers of lace and I made a circle and I did a running stitch all the way around and I drew it up. And when I got close to the end, I started stuffing it with polyfill, uh, which you may call batting, we call polyfill. And I really didn't have the exact thing I needed, but I found that when I pulled it apart, it served the same purpose. So I just put that in there, filled it up, made sure it was like symmetrical. It still got a little high spot right there, but I think that will maybe calm down here. I hope so. Uh, but we're not perfect, are we? So what I did was I glued that into my glass container all the way around the edges. And then I chose a doily. I wanted to use the doily on top. I love doilies. And as you can see, this is a beautiful doily. And this was made for me by Rhonda Gary. And she spells her name R-O-N-D, Rhonda Gary. And I will put both of those links down below so that you will know and remember to go and check them out. Now, Rhonda, I guess I should back up. Rhonda doesn't actually have a YouTube, but she is on Facebook. And if you go in and you just type her name in, she'll come up. And she does have a Facebook page. Now, the next thing I did was I said, oh, okay, I want to outline this with some pearls. And so I used pink pearls. So far, this has got the ivory or off-white and the pink, which just kind of set it off. And then every time the glass would dip down, I decided I would go ahead and I would put these beautiful paper flowers, they're roses. So I glued one on each one of the down as it went down. And I think that turned out so cute. Now down at the bottom, what I did, let's see here, what I actually did. Oh my goodness. What I did was I took another doily, and this also was a doily that Rhonda had made for me in our swamp. And so I glued that down. I cut it actually because, and I had to cut the middle out so that it would fit around this stem. And then I, of course, put it back together and you could never tell that it was cut because I put flowers around it. And up here in the front, I took and I put a flat, beautiful pink flower with a pearl in the middle. And then I put 2 roses on either side. And then I took the wire from, I'm sticking to this mat. Oh, goodness. I know it's humid in Texas, but this is ridiculous right now. I don't have my fan on, the air conditioner's running, and I seem to be sticking a lot. But anyway, I went ahead and I did these little curlicues. And you know that whenever you use a flower, and I have one right here. Let me show you. I know some of you guys know all about this, but you know, we have newbies all the time, or people that are just starting out in crafting, and they may not understand what in the world I'm talking about. Just a second. Oh, let me get a bamboo skewer. Now, if you had a bigger piece of wire, you could use something larger. You could actually use a pencil or a pen. But if this is just a little piece of wire, I don't know if you can see it or not. I hope so. It's just a little piece of wire, and it's about 3 inches long, maybe 2.5 inches. It's just whatever was left over after I cut my flower off. And what I did was I just put it around the flower, and I started going around and around and around and around. Now, if you have a longer piece and you're working with larger flowers, it's a little easier to see. But it's just a little curlicue. I call them curlicues. They're decorative. They add a little green touch. And I would just put glue on the end, and then I would stick it up under my flower like so. And I thought that just added a cute touch. So that's how I did that. And I thought, oh, I love that. So I was happy. I was happy with that. And then, actually don't tell anybody, but I actually made stick pins first. But this time I wanted to actually show you the holder first. Now this is one of the stick pins, hat pins rather, that I made. And if you look at it, these are, I don't know, maybe, I don't know how long these are. Let me see here. I'm glad you can't see my craft room because it is in a mess. Woo. Lordy mercy, I've done several projects and I haven't cleaned it up. These are about 6 inches long. That's what I was thinking, but I didn't want to tell you wrong. And so what I did was I put a bead cap on the top. And a bead cap is in the section where you find your beads and your accessories. Now, any of these items you can order on the internet, or you can buy it at Michael's, Joann's, Hobby Lobby, and not Joann's, but Michael's seems to have a really good selection of different beads. Now, these are glass beads, And one of the requirements of the swap was don't use uh, a plastic bead because these are supposed to be a little more elegant. Let's put it that way. And I don't even know if I have any uh, plastic beads, but I was watching a YouTube video the other day, and one of my, and I can't remember who it was, one of my contemporaries, they were using the plastic beads, and it worked perfectly for what she was doing. So I need to get me some plastic beads. I'm not being a snob or anything, because I do like plastic beads, but just to elevate it a little bit. Uh, that's what these are. Uh, so anyway, I put a rose here in the bead cap, and then I adhered it to my hat pin. Now, I used hot glue. I've heard people use glossy accents. Some people use other kinds of glue, but I like immediate satisfaction, so I used, like I said, hot glue. And then I put a little doily, and this is another one that Rhonda had made, and I put that there, and what I did was I folded it in half, and I don't think I have one out right now. I do, but it's a huge one, but that's okay because I'm going to show it to you anyway. Be easier to see, I guess. But actually what I did was I put uh, my bead, or not my bead, but my hat pin. What in the world? Oh, it's got a pin. Oh, you know why I did that? Because I had several things out, and I wanted to remember this was from my friend Rhonda. Because you can get stuff on your desk, and then you go, oh, was that one? Whatever. Well, I didn't want that to happen. But what I did was I put it in and folded it over. Whoops, and it ended up something like this. Now, if you wanted to, you could pull it in. Now, mine's not that big, but actually what I did was I have it on each side, and it kind of goes up a little bit. If you look, you can kind of see it. It kind of goes up on the side. And then what I did was I put a rose, little rosebud, and I put some filler over here, and then I put a piece of pearl on a string. They're continuous, and I put that on, and I put a little heart with a little bitty piece of pearl right there. And then of course I started adding my pieces, and I put this particular piece on, and then if you looked up in there, you could see that I have a bead spacer. In this one I used a bead for the spacer, and then I used these little angel wings. Gotta get it right in here so you can see me. And then this is an elongated bead right here. And then I put a rondelle, and rondelle is just simply a round ring, usually with rhinestones around it. And I guess you can get other things, I don't know, but mine all have the rhinestones. Then I added another bead, and then I used a spacer bead or a cap bead at the bottom. And so that's how I made my first one. Let me see if I can turn this around here. Maybe I can work backward, you think? Oh my. Sometimes we get ourselves into some things, don't we? Oh, one thing I did want to tell you is that when you order these, they come with these little bitty end tips or end protectors. I don't know sure what you call it, because a pen is sharp. And so you want to have these if you take it out or if you use it on a, let's say you were to, let's say, use something like so, then you'd want to put one on so the person would not stick themselves. But now as you use it, you'll need to take it off because it will not go into your container. So I'm going to take it off right here. And then I'm going to make sure, oh, I forgot to tell you, here in the back, I put a little pink paper flower, and then I put a little resin flower with a rhinestone in it. Doesn't that look kind of like a little collar? That's what it reminded me of. So I'm going to put this one right here. Maybe I'll put him right here. It's kind of hard doing it from the back. There's no telling what Hazel Maria will have time we get through. Let me get a drink of water because my mouth is so dry. Oh, that's good. Maybe I'm talking too much. I don't know. Now, this is the second one that I made, and it's another hat pin. And I also have my little cap, end cap. I'm going to call it an end cap. I'm not sure what it's called. And what I did was I selected purple. And these have, they're just beautiful. Look at that. Aren't those pretty? I know Belinda likes pink. But I thought, well, you know, I'll put a little bit of purple in there because I like purple, pinks, and greens, the pale ones. But anyway, I put on this pin. I didn't tell you that, but it has like a little end piece on it. And I don't think even if I showed you one, I don't know if you could see it or not. Can you see that? It just has like a little tip on it. Now, some of the things that you get will have like a pearl. It will have a bead. They'll come with them. But these just have the end so that when you put a bead on, it can't be a big bead, but a smaller bead would not slip off, and you can start with that. So that's what I did, and I used this little bead here, and this right here is a beautiful bead cap, and I turned it to where it went down, and it kind of capped on to the pearl. And then what I did was I put on the bottom, and I did the same thing, but I did it the opposite direction. Now, there's nothing to say that you can't use these in any way your imagination takes you. So feel free just to experiment. And then I put in a purple, a light purple, then another bead cap, and another smaller version of this one, just a little bit different, and another bead cap. And that was this one. And then I thought, I want to add one of these. And so I actually, this is a, what would you call it? It's like a bead cap, only it's elongated. There's all kinds of shapes and stuff. Like this one is a round one. It kind of comes out. There's some that are flat. There's rondelles. There's different ones. And this one is so pretty because you can alter it. And this has a purple bead in it. And then what I did was at the very top, it has, I made a little piece of wire to where it made a loop. And I put that on a jump ring and put the jump ring on so that it hangs down. Now, if you wanted to, what you could do in a situation like this, excuse me, because it's longer, is you can put a piece of chain and you can put like several charms. You can put several decorative pieces that you want. I put this up in the air and I just say glue everywhere. But anyway, so let your imagination take you. See, this goes all the way around. It just moves. And whatever, you want to do, the sky's the limit. And let's see here. I have this one. Now, this one, I have a bead cap. See, it's silver. And it's kind of I don't know, a small, whoop, these things are sharp. I tell you, I just stuck myself. They're sharp. And so I took it and I put this tool. Now these I bought in the bridal area at Hobby Lobby. Now if you go in there, I think they're called His and Hers, and they run them on sale for 50% off, and it's about every other week, every 2 weeks. So when they run them on sale, you can pick up these really cute uh, embellishments, I guess. They come as like little sprays, but you get them in white, pink, greens, or whatever. And so anyway, I went ahead and I put that there, or put this on my stick pin, and then I put a flower, and I put a bow, and I put some pearls. I don't even know if I was in frame, but it was layered. It was the ribbon, the flower, and then the pearls. And then I put a rondelle, if you can see. See, it's sparkling a little bit, and it's the rhinestone. And then I used a black and white with a pink right in the center. And these are bead spacers right here. And I put a bead spacer, and it's kind of looks like a little alien ship. And then this here is another uh, bead that looks like this one, and it actually has glitter on it. And then here's a round bead and a glass bead and another bead, and that makes that one. So now I have my 3 stick pins. Whoa. Let's just put him right there. Let's move him away. Letty gave that to me, and I just love it. My friend Letty. Whoa. Okay, there we go. And we don't need this anymore. My friend Rhonda made that one. Oh, we're blessed, aren't we, to have friends? Okay, now, I don't take them lightly. I cherish my friends. So, I made 3 stick pins. Now, I'm going to go ahead and go with this one first. This one right here is a short one, and it's 3 inches long. I think it's 3 inches long. Yeah, it is. It just looks short. But that's because it has beads on it. So what I did was, this one has a pearl on the end. Remember I told you some of them have pearls? Well, this one did. And then I put a bead cap, and then this really pretty green, and then a rondelle. Now this rondelle has, I think it's gold color, and it's got the green beads all the way around. Aren't those beautiful? And then this one is a dimensional bead, and then I have an end cap right there. I turned it upside down. Don't know if you can see it, but that is my first. Let's go over here now. Whoa, about to have total disaster around here. Now my next pin is a cutie, and this one actually has its own bead on the end, and it was black. And I had some, what do you call them? Dragonfly wings. So I put those up here, and then I used one of those, I call them little tubbies. They're narrow at the top, and then they get fatter, little tubbies. And then I put an end cap, turned it up this way, and then I put a little pink and blue, I don't know if you can tell or not, cute bead. And that is that one. Now, if you want to use something like these little guys, you can go online, and you can order them online. And this one has little angel wings. These have dragonfly wings. There's just so many different ones. But you can get them online or at the store for Hobby Lobby, Joann's, or Michael's, and whatever stores that you have that you shop at too. Now this is my last stick pin. This one had the little black bead cap or bead on the end, and so I put this little spacer, and I turned it up this way. I put in a pink pearl bead. Now, this right here, I just loved it. It reminded me of a little corset because I turned one down and I turned one up. And it was like the waist of a corset to me. I thought that was so cute. And then this bead here is pink, black, and green. And I had to use that one because of the black up here. And then another bead, and it was turned upward. And of course, the glue sticks are all over. But anyway, that's my third one. I'll put it right there. So anyway, this is what I wanted to share with you. And it looks kind of like a Sunday, doesn't it? I didn't do too bad for it being turned around backwards. But anyway, I hope that Belinda enjoys this as much as I enjoyed making it. And I don't know about you, but they're like, kind of like your babies. You hate to let them go, but it'll have a great home over in Australia. I love you guys. Thank you for watching today. And come back and see me. And please, would you please make comments? Would you like? And then if you're not a member of my channel, then or subby, I wish that you would say yes and be a subby because I love you guys and I thank you. Bye.